I have to be careful here. In order to maintain my high standards of truth and morality, obviously high standards I learned back in the day, back in the old Navy, that you guys don't misunderstand my following statement. After getting back from Minot, the tragic city, with my load of coal, with head held high, I waltzed into the bottom feeder pit yesterday and loudly announced, I am of the pioneer stock that built this once great nation. Now, was I bragging? People, can an incredibly humble, flexible, and fluid messenger such as I brag? No, it's impossible. Let me state the facts and you decide. 1. At minus 16 below, with a brutal wind chill, I depart Willow City with just enough and only enough supplies, think gasoline people, to complete my mission objectives. No extras in case of emergency. 2. With 140,000 miles on my pickup truck, the heater doesn't heat. Not worth a damn. 3. Visibility and road conditions absolutely sucked at times. I kept asking myself, does McHenry County commissioners know what a maintainer of snowplow is and how they are used? Inquiring minds want to know, McHenry County, because you cannot fucking maintain a road at gunpoint. 4. The state was doing its best to keep Highway 2 open, but they were struggling mightily. They were trying. It was down to one lane going into Surrey at noon. 5. I had no cell phone to call the cavalry if needed. I could go on, people, because I'm just getting started on Thursday, the 22nd of December, 2022. So that's my claim. Yep, pioneer stock, like I exhibited yesterday, built this country. But somebody disagreed, and not too long ago. Let me run this up for you and see if you recall this. I think I've played it before.
Today we are here to honor the extraordinary contributions of African Americans to every aspect of American life, history, and culture. From the earliest days of this nation, African American leaders, pioneers, and visionaries have uplifted and inspired our country in art, in science, literature, law, film, politics, business, and every arena of national life. The depth and glory of these contributions are beyond measure. You know it, I know it, and everybody knows it.
What the F word, C word, and D word? What a crock of shit. I certainly don't know it. I think you're so full of shit there, Trump, I could goddamn scream. Okay, one of us is wrong here. I'm as for making America great, or at least going back to the time when I was a kid, raised in the 60s as the next guy. Hey, Trump, I want you to know I made E2 twice. You didn't even serve. Well then, just 2 days ago, Trump parties with the Log Cabin Republicans. That's the liquor, guns, bacon, tits, plus P wing of the Republican Congress at his Mar-a-Lago complex in Florida, celebrating the codification, however you say that word, of the gay marriage bill. Now, how does that make America great? I'm wondering. So I ask myself, what's up with Trump? I mean, what he does in private is his business. I have no issue with that. But this was public, a well-attended and well-covered event. I'm thinking this wouldn't play well with the conservative America, the Christian America, and the QAnon mega group, would it? This must be some new election strategy to garner the liquor, guns, bacon, tits, plus P movement's vote, because it could be a pretty hairy election come 2024. Well, it turns out it's not a new strategy. I hate to break it to you. I went to work, people. I did the heavy lifting, so you don't have to. I found this little gem from 6 years ago when Trump was running for president against the Hildebeest. Hang on there, got to bring this up, and this requires some computer skills of a high magnitude. Here we go.
The LBGT community is just, what's happened to them is just so sad, and to be thinking about where their policies are currently with this administration is a disgrace to that community, I will tell you right now. Clinton wants to allow radical Islamic terrorists to pour into our country. They enslave women and they murder gays. I don't want them in our country. Ask yourself, who is really the friend of women and the LGBT community? Donald Trump with actions or Hillary Clinton with her words?
That was Donald Trump just moments ago in support of the LGBT community, criticizing Hillary Clinton. With me now, the executive director of Log Cabin Republicans. So
it's going to run a little bit long here, but it's worth it. You got to hear this guy, this nutcase, this effing kook.
The group that represents gay conservatives. Gregory Angelo is my guest. Gregory, we are thrilled to have you here on what we would hope would be a happier day. But I want to ask you, is Trump better than Hillary Clinton for the LGBT community?
You know, Deidre, first of all, before we get going, I do want to make sure to convey the sorrow and the sadness and the sympathies that Log Cabin Republicans members all across the country are feeling for our LGBT brothers and sisters and their family members who are in mourning right now, along with us. So
he's referring to the Orlando shooting 6 years ago.
So just allow me to take that moment. When it comes to Mr. Trump, I am on record going back to August of last year saying that if he were to win the nomination for president, he would be the most pro-gay Republican presidential nominee in history. And today's speech that he gave continues to bear that out. I think what happened in Orlando really opened the eyes up to a lot of people in the LGBT community that national security issues are LGBT issues.
Wow, you hear that? National security issues are liquor, guns, bacon, tits, plus P movement issues. I did not know.
Not only about marriage equality or non-discrimination protections, those things are important, but national security, our very lives and livelihood, is something that is literally under attack right now, Deidre, in this country by radical Islamic terrorism. And in calling out radical Islamic terrorism and also explicitly mentioning the LGBT community and the threat.
Enough of that bullshit. Oh, radical Islamic terrorism. Oh, yeah, I know who those guys are. They own Hollywood, right? Oh, no, well, let's see. Maybe they own the big banks in New York. No, that's not them. They own all the media. Okay, yeah, he's right. Them goddamn radical terrorist Islamic lunatics. Well, there you go, people. I could have played longer. It only gets worse. I haven't eaten yet, thank God. So anyway, and that was just after Orlando shooting 6 years ago. Now, if some of you are thinking, I'm just picking on the Donald, or that I have some deep-seated mental problem with the liquor, guns, bacon, tits, plus P movement, come to think of it, I do. Let's wrap this up with the shit show, the worship fest, over Murray's good buddy, Zelensky, yep, the president of Ukraine, speaking to Congress in person last night. He left his war-torn, ravaged land to come to Congress to plead his case. Let's see, he's gotten $65 billion in credit so far. Might need and will get another $45 billion. Well, gee whiz, Batman. Yeah, that's $110 billion. And the brain-dead suit in the White House says the Ukraine will get the Patriot missile batteries and the U.S. personnel to train the Ukrainians how to use them. NATO and U.S. troops in country, people. The Russian bear is being poked very, very hard. Okay? So, well, surely the U.S. Congress, especially the conservatives, will have something to say about this high-level moochin'. Never fails. They're just usual suspects. Let's see what Tucker had to say last night, and then we're going to end this thing. Stay with me.
If you were a Republican office holder and Zelensky came to Washington, maybe you would, for a moment, ask him about his current and ongoing war against Christianity in Ukraine. Especially if you were, say, Mitch McConnell or John Cornyn, and a lot of your own voters go to church on Sunday. They might care about that issue. But McConnell and Cornyn didn't mention that. They didn't say a word. You will not hear a word on television tonight about the fact that Zelensky has banned an entire ancient Christian denomination in Ukraine, and then seized churches, and then thrown priests into jail. According to Mitch McConnell, who apparently hasn't left his office since the mid-'80s, anti-Christian despotism is what most Republicans want above all. They don't get enough. They're just begging for it. Watch McConnell explain.
Providing assistance for the Ukrainians to defeat the Russians, that's the number one priority for the United States right now, according to most Republicans. That's sort of how we see the challenges confronting the country at the moment.
and 2 other senators stand behind him, nodding like it's true. Defeating Putin is, quote, the #1 priority among Republicans, says Mitch McConnell, who leads Republicans in the Senate. #1? Before our own economy? Or our own children's schools? Or for that matter, before the more than 2,000 young people killed last year by fentanyl in Mitch McConnell's, quote, home state of Kentucky? Punishing Vladimir Putin for putting Donald Trump in office is more important than all of that.
Amazing, isn't it? Job 1, priority 1. Gotta take care of the Ukrainians. Gotta make sure their borders are secure. Can't have those goddamn Russians walking across anytime they feel like it. Probably don't have the jab in their arm. Probably don't have their papers in order. Nope, not like our southern border that is well secured. Or so the dead suit in the White House said. People, Thomas Jefferson was no conservative. He was an abolitionist. Along with many others of the Founding Fathers, Jefferson believed when the government no longer serves the interests of those it governs, it should be abolished, not conserved. Can you say Second Amendment? And there are far too many people out here who believe voting harder can change all this in 2024. Put a fork in it. Our country is done. I mean, if you can't see that, bury the thing before it starts to reek. There really are no political solutions for spiritual problems. Well, I got the coal here yesterday, and today I get to go after the wood. And you know where that is, don't you? I got miserable stuff to do.